Borders once meant opportunity, freedom, a fresh start. But now, entire nations are finding themselves locked out of the American dream. Why is the United States suddenly closing its gates to millions? What changed in 2025? It's not just politics, it's war. It's collapsed governments, broken security systems, and secrets countries can't, or won't, share. Some of these bans are loud. Others are silent but deadly, squeezing travel until it stops completely. And here's the twist, many of the banned are already part of American communities, families, neighbors, now frozen in place. These are the 10 Asian countries banned under the new 2025 U.S. immigration rules. Number 10, Afghanistan. How does a country go from being a U.S. ally to being completely banned, with no warning, no second chances, just gone? In 2025, Afghanistan faced a total immigration shutdown. Every type of visa, student, work, even emergency, blocked. The reason? The U.S. claims it can no longer verify identities or track documents, blaming a massive security gap after the chaotic 2021 withdrawal. But here's what most people don't realize. Nearly 200,000 Afghan immigrants already live in the U.S., families who fled the Taliban, students chasing opportunity, translators who risked everything for American troops. Now they're trapped in limbo. Parents can't reunite with children. Brides can't join their husbands. And the silence? Deafening. What happens when loyalty isn't enough? When history is erased overnight? Number 9, Bhutan. You wouldn't expect a peaceful country like Bhutan to make the list. Quiet, remote, barely visible on the global stage. But yes, the land of gross national happiness is banned from entering the United States in 2025. Why? Not war. Not terrorism. Just poor data. With limited technology and weak record-keeping, Bhutanese citizens are now considered unverifiable under new U.S. vetting laws. That's a massive problem for over 46,000 Bhutanese Americans already here. Immigration paperwork? Stalled. Visitors? Denied. Even Bhutanese born in refugee camps now face a second wall. How does a nation built on peace become a red flag? What secrets hide behind the smile? Before we continue, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It helps us keep uncovering stories the mainstream often ignores. And trust us, the next one will stop you in your tracks. Number 8, Iran. Ancient palaces. Elite universities. One of the most educated diasporas in the world. So why is Iran completely frozen out in 2025? Under Executive Order 14,161, Iran now faces a total entry ban. No student visas. No work permits. No green cards. No exceptions. The U.S. says Iran refuses to share critical data, like terrorist watch lists, biometric records, and passport verification protocols. But here's the twist, over 568,000 Iranian Americans already live in the U.S., many top-tier professionals. Some have lived here for decades. Now, they're cut off from parents, spouses, children, weddings postponed, scholarships revoked, goodbyes left unsaid. It's not just borders that are closing, it's lives. When a country is labeled a security risk, it doesn't just affect politicians, it leaves real people stuck with no way forward, and no way home. Number 7, North Korea. This one might seem obvious, a regime that barely lets its own citizens leave. But in 2025, things quietly escalated. North Korea is now under a reinforced, indefinite U.S. immigration ban, stricter than ever. Even before this, the numbers were grim. Since 2004, only 220 North Korean defectors have been resettled in the U.S. Now, the gates aren't just closed, they're welded shut. U.S. officials say they can't verify anything, no background checks, no passport integrity, no data trail. Screening someone who doesn't legally exist. For the few who escaped, dreams of reuniting with family just died. No visas. No appeals. Just silence. Escaping North Korea was supposed to be a beginning. Under the new system? It's the end of the line. Number 6, Syria. There was a time when Syria drew tourists, scholars, poets, ancient cities, buzzing markets, a culture rich beyond words. But in 2025, Syria remains one of the most heavily banned countries under U.S. immigration law. And the restrictions just got tighter. The ban now blocks nearly all visa categories, including family reunification and humanitarian exceptions. Why? Security threats. Unreliable documents. Lack of cooperation from the Syrian regime. But what that really means? A mother fleeing violence can't bring her child to safety. A student with a full scholarship gets denied. American citizens with Syrian roots can't bring their parents, even when every document is perfect. Over 130,000 Syrians already live in the U.S., rebuilding after war. Doctors, teachers, business owners. Now, they're cut off from the very families they hope to save. Survived war, lost family to policy. U.S. citizen, can't bring your spouse. Father dying overseas, and nothing you can do. These aren't numbers. They're people. And their cries are being silenced by red tape. Number 5, Yemen. What happens when your passport becomes a prison sentence? In 2025, Yemen faces one of the harshest U.S. immigration bans ever imposed. It's not just about war anymore. Now, it's about system failure. The U.S. says Yemen can't provide verifiable identity data or enforce border integrity. In other words, no trust, no entry. The result? Refugees, denied. Students, denied. Families trying to reunite, denied. There are over 270,000 Yemeni Americans in the U.S., small business owners, health workers, community leaders. Now they're separated from loved ones who were just days away from travel. Imagine, your child accepted to a U.S. school, denied last minute. A parent sick in Yemen, unreachable. And the silence? That's what hurts the most. Even humanitarian pathways are shrinking. Asylum cases are stuck. Family petitions sit untouched. Temporary protected status? Now a legal limbo. For Yemenis, time is frozen. Birthdays missed. Funerals skipped. Futures erased. Number 4, Sri Lanka. Why would a peaceful island nation end up on a banned list? The answer lies in 2024's economic collapse. When banks failed and protests turned violent, the U.S. flagged the country as unstable for verification. Officials fear fraudulent documents, fake identities, and mass asylum claims. But again, the ones hurt most? Ordinary people. A young man studying computer science in California shared. I saved for 3 years to bring my mom to graduation. Now she can't even apply. Number 3, Bangladesh. Bangladesh has long had strong ties with the U.S., so when it hit the banned list in 2025, it shocked everyone. But the reasoning? A new report claimed that extremist groups were forging Bangladeshi passports and using them to enter Western countries undetected. The fallout? Embassies closed. Visas halted. And over 200,000 Bangladeshis waiting in the green card queue were told, please wait. Indefinitely. One father said, I worked 14-hour days to bring my wife and kids here. Now it's like we never existed. Number 2, Nepal. In 2025, Nepal was added quietly. No major announcements. Just, processing suspended. The reason? A growing black market of falsified birth records and IDs, some allegedly tied to human trafficking rings. But many say the U.S. is painting with too broad a brush. Because for most Nepali applicants, it's not fraud. It's family. A nurse in Boston shared. I wanted to bring my brother here. We're all he has. The embassy said, not this year. Not next year. Number 1, Syria. For years, Syria has been on and off the banned list. But in 2025, it became permanently locked out. The war may no longer dominate headlines, but for millions, the danger hasn't disappeared. The U.S. now labels Syria as a Category 5 breakdown state. Meaning, no records can be trusted. No identities can be verified. No safety can be guaranteed. That includes children, orphans, even those with American sponsors. One Syrian-American man said, I filed for my wife in 2018. 7 years later, no answers. Just silence. The final word. Immigration isn't just about borders. It's about belief. The belief that people, no matter where they come from, deserve a chance to build a life, to love freely, to reunite. But in 2025, that belief is under fire. And for millions of people across Asia? The message from America is loud and clear. Stay out. And stay silent.